Coast Life, maybe you are not aware, but starting on Sunday, it is Burn Prevention Week, and we want all of our members of the community to stay safe. So who better to tell us on how to do that than Mike Lowe, senior instructor with the Delaware Fire School. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes,
good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Well, we thank you. It's very, very important to have partners out in the public such as you that support our activities and are basically a stakeholder in keeping the public safe. And it's very important for us to work with people like you.
Well, we appreciate that. I mean, it's very important for us to have people like you to keep us safe. So let's dive in a little bit to Burn Prevention Week. That's kind of broad. What kind of burns are we talking about here? Is it strictly flame related? Is it anything?
Burn prevention is very, very broad, actually, as you say. It's a program put on by the American Burn Institute that just coordinates the efforts of a lot of people. The hospitals that care for burn patients, those that work in prevention, such as what we do, the local fire departments who prevent injuries in their community and try to, and just a wide spectrum of people out there that promote the prevention and the treatment of burns, and especially the real heroes, the people that are in the hospitals caring for burn patients. And just doing a yeoman's job in what they do.
Yeah. What are the most common types of burns that tend to happen in the home?
In the home, no big secret, the most dangerous room in the home is the kitchen.
Sure.
And as we say, no one intends to have a fire, have a burn. But it's that simple split second, you're not paying attention, you're being inattentive, that something very, very bad happens. And we say, if you're in the kitchen, you're preparing food, stay with it. We know sometimes that's kind of impractical, but we ask if you leave the kitchen, take something in your hand, an oven mitt, a wooden spoon, that reminds you you've got something going on.
Smart.
Because if you put something on the stove and it takes 15 minutes, and you say, I'll check my emails in the meantime, well, 2 minutes turns into 10 minutes, which turns into 20 minutes, which turns into a real big problem.
Now, Mike, if a burn happens, whether it's me cooking or something happens with my kid on accident, what is the first step you should take?
Well, the first step, there's a lot of myths and fallacies out about burn treatment, but the simple, best way to handle a burn is to simply put it under cool water and to let it run under cool water for as much as 10 or 15 minutes if need be. And that will really reduce the effects. It won't take it away, it won't make it all better, but that's the proper way to treat it. The old tales about, Aunt Carol salve and all that, all that does is hold the heat in and make it worse.
Now, you were talking about hospital stays too that people may need. Well, how would you know, like, this is bad, I need to go to the hospital? What are some things to look for?
Well, burns occur in a first, second, and third degree. A first degree burn is much like a sunburn. We have discoloration of the skin. In a second degree burn, you get the blistering, and the third degree burn is where it's like a char and a heavy damage. So probably, if it's blistering, if you're getting ill effects, you may want to look for some additional treatment.
Yeah. Now, as we head into Burn Prevention Week, what are some things that you want the public to just kind of be aware of when it comes to handling burns, preventing burns, all those? How can we be more aware?
Again, just being attentive, looking around your home for hazards, just doing the simple things in the kitchen. Make sure your pot handles are turned inward so someone can't bump into them. Establish a kid-free zone of like 3 feet where pets and kids cannot come around the stove. That's another thing that's real important. And wearing clothes that are proper in the kitchen. The robes that you see sometimes and the hoodies that have the dangly sleeves. There have been instances where someone meant to turn on the back burner, they turned on the front burner, and they run their sleeve across the stovetop. And a very serious, matter of fact, several years ago, there was a fatal fire here locally that came from just that.
Wow.
Stuff you want to think about.
A lot of stuff you want to think about. And I mean, I think too, as we live in an ever increasingly connected world to the internet, you see TikTok trends with the big sleeves, you see TikTok distracts you from your kitchen a lot. And I think, I've even had a dish towel moment or two where you try to grab something and then the long end of the towel is like, and then Yep,
Sure.
gotta act quick. Well, Mike, thank you so much for coming in
Thank
here.
you.
We really appreciate you coming in and educating us and keeping our
We
community
appreciate
safe,
you.
like we said.
And at the fire school, we're available. We're mandated by the Delaware Code to provide public education. Simply give us a call. We just ask for a couple weeks' notice to put your program together and have an audience of 10 people. We'll be there and listen to whoever we can talk to.
Perfect. We got the expert in the house. Thanks again for coming in
Thank you.
and keeping us safe.